So Steve, what happens once this ABM Tiger team is up and running?
Chris, that Tiger team that we formed to begin with, that awesome team of getting ABM to work, would probably splinter off. So part of the team would be responsible for refining and defining the ABM strategy as a whole. They'd be kind of the pilots of the program, the captain of the ship. And the second team would be about superlative execution. So fantastic project management, fantastic communication skills, making sure that everyone in the business is informed of the progress and to what everyone's been talking about, they're enlisted in the program. So it runs that way. But really, Chris, I can't stress this enough, don't get hung up on form. Form shouldn't be about what this is about. Putting together a fantastic and effective team it's incumbent upon everyone to have the stakeholders that we talked about before, and whether they split apart or stay together, it doesn't matter, as long as that's an effective team at executing against an ABM program. That's the most important thing.
So Jess, then what are the right things to focus on when we operationalise, and what are the things that the team need to be focused on in terms of objectives?
Yeah, great question. So I like to think of that, taking that lead generation approach, we still will go with the early, middle, and late stage approach, but we're just going to change up some of the metrics that we look at. So in early stage, we want to build brand awareness and understand what's our coverage or our understanding of our existing and future target accounts. Some of those metrics might be overall engagement and number of new contacts at an account. The second one will be middle stage. So how do we continue to grow conversions and start to set up meetings with those key accounts? So for that, we want to look at, are we having phone calls, are we creating opportunities, and those really middle of stage sorts of metrics. And then finally, we move into the late. So what does our ROI look like from our account-based marketing approaches? Are our campaigns effective? And those metrics are really down into that creating opportunities that close. What's our revenue won? What's our pipeline velocity? So basically, how many days is it taking to close an opportunity depending on the account that we've tried to break into?
Can I just make a comment there? The thing that is really important, and that is that getting your metrics to be as closely aligned to what the CEO and the CFO care about as well. And I think right at the bottom end of the funnel, the metrics you're talking about are just so valuable in terms of convincing your CEO and CFO of the power of the program.
Great, so we talked about target teams, about pilot programs, and then about the ramp up. Now, the marketer has to do this at scale. And perhaps Costa, you might be able to give us some insights into how the marketer should approach the technology side of this.
We've all heard of the KISS acronym, keep it sweet and simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It needs to be something that's actually quite simple. And there are some core fundamental products that you need within that marketing technology stack to make this work. First and foremost, you need a marketing automation platform like Marketo and a CRM. You also then need to really leverage data. That old analogy of content is king, well, now we live in an era where data is king. And we really need to leverage some smart information to be able to build up our targeting, but more importantly, start proving that ROI. Using things like account scoring and bringing in data aggregators from external services. Making sure that we're building that unified view of these individuals cross-channel. Then on top of that, we need to leverage things that are going to allow us to execute things cross-channel. Things like an event and webinar tool, which is native to Marketo, to allow us to manage some of that acquisition and further late-stage engagement. Also, because we're dealing with a collaborative effort, you might want to have some type of a collaboration suite or a content management system to allow you to really manage the project internally to make sure that we're getting everything up and running. But the whole focus here is that it does not have to be a complicated technology stack. It just needs to have very rich data and ensure that we're leveraging that data to get smarter with how we're pushing out our account strategy.